How's it going, everybody? Happy Sunday. Thanks for being here. Bart gets to be number one. Thanks, Bart. You're first. And then Marsh. How's it going, Marsh? Oh, happy Sunday. Hey, did you guys see, did you see the stream we did yesterday? Me and a few other smart home YouTube guys. I was up at the Hobbit house. Hobbit house. Oh, I don't have I need a little button that's like, do you want to be sued? Yeah, we did, it was kind of a fun little group stream for about an hour yesterday afternoon. And I was up at the Hobbit house fixing some stuff. And yeah, we had, let's see, we had Simon, Simon Says, I think is his channel. And then we had, a new guy that I hadn't met before. Oh man, now I'm forgetting the name of his channel. Shoot. Spardo or something, maybe something like that. And then we had Trevor from Apollo. So it was a lot of fun. It was good times. Spent a good bit of the day just up there. You didn't? That's okay. Maybe next time. Marsh. How are you guys doing? What are you up to, David? I got a few things today that I think we can do that I need to get done anyways, and that I want to experiment with. But I'm always happy, as always, I'm happy to be distracted by something that you guys think is more important or more interesting than what I'm working on. I will tell you, while we're waiting for a few people to arrive, a few more, you probably, if you've been watching, you heard my troubles up at the Hobbit house with like the geothermal and one of the solar inverters. Sorted it out. We sorted it out, and I thought, I can't remember if I shared pictures before or not, but basically the geothermal system, right? So it's a water furnace. So it's an not air pump, sorry. It's a heat pump, but it uses the water or a water solution stuff that circulates through a bunch of pipes in the ground, instead of most heat pumps that we use for HVAC stuff use air from outside as the kind of, I don't know what I want to say, where they suck the heat or where they deposit the heat, whatever, I don't know. But this one uses water. Anyways, so it's this water furnace thing. So it's a compressor, an expansion chamber, and a bunch of pumps or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, if you remember, I identified when I opened it up, because it stopped working. When I opened it up, I found a ground wire. They had put a piece of Romex in there because they basically, for me looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, they ran out of wire. That's what happened. They brought in like an extension cord from one of these pumps, and it was only like, whatever it was, 6 feet long or something, and it wasn't long enough, and they needed another couple of feet. So they just got a piece of Romex and used that, but they stripped back the covering on it so far that a bunch of the ground wire was exposed. So it's a bare ground wire. Well, in the course of whatever, small vibrations and months of on and off and whatever, turning on and off and moving around a little bit, that ground wire, the bare ground wire, rested on a 120 volt contact. And so, poof, right? Poof. Well, the problem was that contact where that ground wire rested was after the fuse. So it didn't blow the fuse, it blew the pump. So it blew this whole pump, and finally sorted that out yesterday. So got a new pump on the way. Hopefully tomorrow they'll send it, and we should get it pretty soon, and then we can replace that, and that'll make heating the house for at least the rest of April pretty good. Yeah, it was bad. I would love to show you the picture. Is it QNAP? I think that's where I do my stuff these days. Can't remember. I think it's maybe it is. Yep. Okay. I'll see if I can find a picture real quick while we're just chatting. Let's see. Is this it? What have you guys been working on? Hey, Vanessa, how's it going? What have you guys been up to? Tell me about your projects right now, real quick. just need, where's photo station? There it is. That's better. So then I need to find the right folder. Gosh, this is a pain. That's pain. It's pain. I'm trying to find the right folder here for where my pictures are. There we go. Better, getting better, getting better. All right. There we go. It's not showing all my pictures. It's showing a very limited number of pictures. Doggone it. Well, anyways, whatever. You can imagine. It was a contactor, and it had, or a contact point, and it shorted out. Anyways, gonna get it fixed. And then the solar inverter I was messing with, it's just dead. So I put in a request to the company I bought it from years ago and said, hey, this is broken. It's been less than 5 years. Do you have a warranty on it? We'll see what they say. Anyways, in the meantime, I just bought another one because I'm assuming they're gonna say no. All right, so let's get into what I want to talk about today. So what I want to do first of all, last time we talked about some of these Apollo sensors, and I have this temperature 1 sensor. So I've still got this battery one. It's still doing its duty. This is the battery version of the temperature sensor. It's still doing a great job. We can look in Home Assistant here and check out what the temperature is that it's giving us. Let's go to. Is it going to be an ESP Home Builder? I don't think it is. No, because I'm leaving it so that I can do the updates the way that they have it. So it's going to be in, let's go back to this. We're going to go to the settings and then integrations. And then there should be one for Apollo. Oh, look at that. It's finding all these Bluetooth sensors. So that's awesome. We'll talk about that too. I put in a Shelly Bluetooth dongle and set it up, and apparently it's picking up some sensors, and they're probably sensors that are in my box of Shelly stuff over there. That's funny and awesome at the same time. I'm gonna start doing some have some more Bluetooth sensor stuff going on. Shelly's got a lot of good Bluetooth stuff, and I haven't had much outside of Shelly as far as Bluetooth goes, but I think I should probably be paying more attention to it and get more into it. Okay, when you see Apollo, somebody let me know. I thought it was Apollo. Maybe it's ESP Home. Oh yeah. So here's the battery sensor. Yep, there it is. So it's still going, and if you look at the temperature. Oh, the battery level, 0.08%. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know why? Because I had it set to a lot more frequent checks. So sleep duration 1 hour. They had it for 12 hours. I'm going to put it back to 12 hours. In the meantime, let's take this apart. We'll charge the battery. We'll charge the battery here. Take the probe out for a second. And then this other one that I've got here on my desk, this is the non-battery version of the same sensor. So it's the Apollo temperature sensor. I bought this battery because it's got a charger like built in. Like all you gotta do is plug this thing in. All I've got to do is have there we go. So I'm going to plug that into charge now. So, and then we'll do the battery thing. I'm glad we checked on that because that thing was about to stop reporting. And then I would have been like, what the heck is wrong with this thing? There wasn't anything wrong with it, dummy. Okay, in the meantime, we got this. This is the Shelly. This is the Apollo temperature sensor that is the non-battery version. When I was setting it up, I did something wrong. I don't know if I think I reset it or did something. And so it is not functional. And I don't know why exactly, but I think the solution, is going to be to reflash it. So we're going to do that. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to look for Apollo automation, but then we want temp 1 code maybe. Oh yeah, Reflash, factory Reflash. This is it. Good, because I was searching for this on my phone. There we go. All right, if your device becomes unresponsive or if you've exhausted other troubleshooting methods, then you can reflash the factory firmware by following the below guide. Perfect. Needs to be done in Chrome, Edge, or other Chromium-based browsers. Can do. This is Chrome. If your device has already been connected to Home Assistant, please remove it from the ESP Home integration. Good call. Let's do that first because it has been. It's this one right there. So we're going to remove this one. Oh, I think I need to go do it from over here. There, right there. No. Where's the remove? I guess maybe I will need to do it from here. Edit. No. No. Okay, maybe it's right here. Temp. There we go. Delete. Temp 1. Apollo. Okay. Delete. All right. Good. Step 1 accomplished. Put a device in boot mode, holding down the boot button and then plugging in the USB. Okay. So there is a button here that says reset and another button here that says boot. So the button down here is the boot button. This one is the reset. So we're going to hold this boot button and then we're going to plug it into this USB, which is connected to my computadora. Okay, holding boot, plugging in. Oops, I also held reset for a second and then I'll let go. See what happens. I don't see any lights. That's kind of weird. Okay. Hold the button, navigate to our installer page and click connect. Oh, I don't want the battery firmware. We're going to do the non-battery firmware. Non-battery firmware revision. Connect. Okay, there it is. That looks good. Connect. Install. Yep, that's what I want to do. Oh, shoot. Shoot, you missed the best part. Darn it. This might be very, very easy and over very quickly. I got a couple more things I want to do. I've got, I want to mess with this Shelly button, this Bluetooth button remote control thing. This looks really fun. So I'm going to mess with this thing now that I've got the Shelly Bluetooth thing connected. And then I've actually got, Shelly has a couple of development boards that seemed very interesting to me that I found in the box they sent me. And then I've also had this, Lumary light curtain that I have wanted to play with for a long time, since CES of back in January. And I haven't had the chance, so I want to do that too. All right, logs and console. Let's just see what it's doing. I'm just going to hit the reset button. Terminal disconnected. Network error. Device has been lost. Dang it. Okay. Okay, well, let's see now if it shows up in Home Assistant here. It's going to be this one. New device discovered. Oh, now there's a big green light on. So something's happening. It's probably not going to show up in Home Assistant yet. I probably need to, by the way, let's dismiss this and dismiss this and dismiss this. I probably need to check it out in the Shelly app. So let's open the Shelly app. Oh, not Shelly. Gosh, dude, I am so confused today. I'm losing my marbles. No, we need to look at the Wi-Fi. There's the Apollo Temp 1 hotspot. Perfect. All right, come on, connect. There we go. No internet connection. That's all right. Is it going to take me right to the capture screen, or is it going to make me do something else? I'm pretty sure if it doesn't do it, that But I can go to here and just go to, I think it's 192.168.4.1 is what these guys use. Yep, there it is. Excelente. All right, we're going to pick the Aiden. We're going to put in the password. It's not like you don't know it already. All right. And saving and try to reconnect to the network. If it reconnects to the network, then it should automatically pop into Home Assistant pretty quickly. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong when I must have done something in ESP Home on the in Home Assistant that caused it to go a little wackadoo. Let's see. Yep. So now that network's gone. That Apollo network is no longer there. Back on our network. Oh, nope. Apollo hotspot is still there. Oh no, it's on there. It's not there. It's not actually there. The phone thinks it's there, but it's not there. If I go back to this, it is now here. So it has shown up in Home Assistant. So that was pretty dang easy. Add. Yes, I do. And finish. And now, there we are. Perfect. Now I don't have a probe in there, so I'm going to put a probe in there now. And I should ask Trevor about that. Like, I assume we have to have a probe in it. I assume it has to have a probe because otherwise the temperature that you're reading is the board temperature. Right? The ESP temperature, board temperature, those are not the same. Sleeps for 8 minutes. Prevent sleep, as long as it's plugged in. We don't have to have it sleep, I guess. I wonder why you have to have the temp probe in it. If you have to have the temp probe in it. My thought here is I'm going to be, oh, hey, Peter, how's it going? Oh, David, oh my gosh, everybody started chatting all this stuff. And hey, Johnny, how's it going? David was following your video on car presence with Tasmota. Wow. But got stuck like you at the end, showing off or unknown. Not sure what to do to get it working. The car presence with Tasmota. Got stuck at the end, showing off or unknown. Not sure what to do to get it working. Yeah, David, I wonder if it's is the whole sensor, the whole thing, the whole device not responding? Is it a network thing? Is it not staying connected to the network? Or is it the sensor not knowing what's going on? I got to say, I'm not currently using that anymore. I don't know why it stopped working, but it hasn't been working. On my wife's, she's the one that where I had the garage, the car sensor. Hey, Politas, how's it going? Thanks for being here, Peter. Yeah, good luck there, David. I'm not sure. That's definitely a project that we need to have an update on. Amazingly enough, if you look all the way back to like, it was probably November or something, October, November of 2017, I did the first car presence one with Luma. Luma was the I can't remember his first name now. I think it might be Robert or something, but he's the guy on, that was his name on GitHub. And he made a car presence detector with just some, oh, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much. We're going to do some unicorns. But he did an on, without, it wasn't Tasmota, it was just his own code in, Arduino on an ESP8266. And I flashed that little sucker, put it in my car, connected it to Home Assistant, connected it to my garage door opener that was just a Sonoff low voltage open contact kind of a relay board. Back in the day when you get them for $2 or $3. And that has been stable and works to this day. Still works. I've changed cars. Just take it out of one car, put it in another car. Just works. It's just brilliant. Excuse me. It's just brilliantly simple. It's you put it in a USB port in your car. When you turn the car on, it connects to the network. Home Assistant sees that, and it sends a, well, I don't even know if it, yeah, I think it's Home Assistant. I don't remember. It sends an MQTT message. Oh, you did that one and it works, but the Tasmota one, you know what, David? Why don't you find Sir Goodenough on Discord, because he was the one that had the Tasmota version of that, or at least he knew most about it back when I remember messing with it. So, and he loves helping. He's a good helping dude. So yeah, see if you can find Sir Goodenough on Discord, and I bet you he can give you a hand with that. Because the Tasmota one, I ended up just sticking with what I had with the old one. Still works. Crazy. Okay, so temperature. I'm wondering why aren't we seeing the probes? The probe temperature. I've got the probe plugged in. Anyway, so what I started to say was the reason I'm doing this is because I want to put some temperature sensors in some of the rooms in the house. Where right now I've got temperature sensors that are integrated into old Sonoff T1 switches, and the kids just don't use them in their rooms, especially, and my wife in our master bedroom doesn't use it. They've been working fine, but they just don't use them. So as just a housekeeping item, I want to put regular switches back in their rooms. I might put some Shellys behind them, but I at least want them to just have regular switches they can turn on and off. And that would mean that the temperature sensor that I had attached to those, because I had them on these were Sonoff T1 switches that I flashed with Tasmota, and then added a temperature sensor. And it's been great. And those temperature sensors actually still work. So I won't miss the light switch part, but I'll miss the temperature sensor part. So I want to fix that and make sure we put temperature sensors back in those rooms. So some of them I'm going to do with Apollo sensors, but I also think I'm going to do some of the Shelly temperature sensors, the new ones, the little ones. Just watched you in the Hoobit house on Simon's channel. Oh, awesome, Peter. Yeah, that was fun. Maybe reboot the board. It needs to scan the bus. Okay, thanks, Valcob. All right, we're going to reboot it. We're just going to unplug and replug. Valcob, you should try doing, you should get a hold of Simon and be a part of the next live stream too, buddy. That'd be fun. Check it out. Be good to have you. It was a fun time. We just chatted about different stuff. Simon had a few questions just to ask. And yeah, it was nice. It was nice, and it was easy. So I was working on stuff at the Hobbit house the Hoobit house while we were chatting. So it was easy. Got some stuff done. It was nice. All right. Now let's see if this thing should start reporting. Let's see if now it has a probe sensor. Yep, there it is. Temperature probe 25C. That's the one. That's the one. See, it's a little bit better than the board sensor. I wonder if you could just adjust that board sensor and do it without it. What we'd have to do is watch the board sensor and see if it just goes up too much, you know? What else is on here? Yeah, probe sensor. Because having this sensor, if I'm going to put this in like somebody's, in one of the bedrooms, I can't have this kind of dangling out like that. It'd be enough to just have the, that little thing. That would be fine, but to have this extra guy dangling out there, the wife would look at me funny. You know what I mean? If I had that just dangling there. So anyways, that was easy. We got it fixed. And that was Trevor's recommendation when we were having trouble with it. He's like, well, maybe you need to just reflash it. Sure enough, he was right. Reflashing did the thing. Temperature probe. Okay, beautiful. Now, on to the next thing. Guess you can set a negative offset for the board sensor. Yeah, probably just do it in what I'm going to be curious about is this, like what happens to this board if the board temperature rises as it stays on, then you'd have to, it wouldn't be able to work like that. It shouldn't, right? It should get to a pretty steady temperature, but you'd have to have it at that steady temperature before you figure out how much you want to minus it to keep it in line with what the probe would give you. But I agree with you, Valcub. I would like to do it that way. Put a negative offset. Then you could probably just do it in Home Assistant. I was looking here to see if they have. So here's this. So I think they do. That's what this is for right here. Offset. Yeah. So I could offset it right there. So if I look at the board temperature and it's 28, and the temperature probe sensor is 25.6, we could just -3 and be pretty close. So let's just go do this and just go minus. Oh, it's got to go all the way down. No, now it's 26, so now it's actually 2. So something like that, right? Okay. Now we'll see that. So now the board temperature, I would assume, would start reading 26 here in a second once it updates again. There's not a way to save that or reboot or anything, so I assume that's just going to stick. So let's refresh it, just see if it needs to catch up. Oh, it went up, so that's the wrong way. Let's try that. It'll just catch up. Refreshing it's not going to do anyone. The ESP will cook it slowly. You think so? It'll just keep creeping up. Okay. Let me ask you now, while we wait for this thing to give us one more update, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So what, to you folks that have shown the support to be here today, to watch whatever nonsense I'm getting myself into, what would you most be interested in next? We can look at the Shelly Bluetooth button thing. It's got 4 buttons on it. It's kind of a remote control. I'm very interested in that guy. It's probably a lot of automation triggers you could do with that thing. I've got 2 other little Shelly boards. One of them is a 4 relay development board, and another one is like a sensor development board with a couple of solid state relays on there, it says. So that's very interesting. I don't really have any sensors to connect to it, but I could connect it to the app and the Home Assistant and just see what happens. And then I've got this Lumary light curtain. So let me know what you think is most interesting to you. There we go. Now it's perfect. All right, so board temperature now matches the probe's temperature. So now I could take the probe temperature out. I'm going to watch it for a while. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to plug it in here off to the side somewhere and just let it bake for a couple days and see if the temperature sensor, see if the board temperature continues to rise and see if it still matches the probe sensor temperature or not. And if it does, then that's all you got to do. And then you can just use the board. My assumption is it won't change much. Derek says LEDs. All right, that'd be great. I've got a lot of really cool stuff in the office here that I'm not using, and I want to do better with it. I still have, like, you guys probably don't even remember. I don't even know how much I even showed it off, but I've got one of those fans that spins that makes it look like it's a hologram just floating in the air. Got one of those. I have that old cube. It's an LED cube that's really cool and has some software that you can make images of it and do things with it because it's really, really 3D. And then I've got things like this curtain and I've got the sphere, the V3, which I've never really even shown off to very much. And I want to make those like a part of my office so that I can like see them. And they're just sitting there, really cool. Relay board might be interesting. Mr. Diabolic Muffin. That's a great name. Good call. Good call on the name, my sir. Good call. Okay. Look, one more vote. Let's give one more vote. I don't know how to do a poll in the chat, but if I could, I would do a poll. We could all just see. what everybody's thinking. All right, let's put this back in here. Actually, I have to unplug it to make that work, but we're going to just let that bake there for a little while, a few days. Put this battery temperature sensor back together while we wait for the battery to charge. I actually have another battery I could pop in there. That's a smart thing to do. So those little batteries that I took out of the temperature sensor that had the little charger built in, so you just plug a USB into them, they come in a 2-pack, which is pretty nice because then you just take the one that's not, the one that you weren't using, and you put that one in and you swap the other one out and put the other one on the charger. So, and it, I'm sure, won't go bad nearly as quickly, or won't go dead nearly as quickly. Yeah, these are interesting. These Bluetooth, these sensors, these are probably in the box, and so I don't know which ones these are yet. That's funny. Okay, so let's do the relay board real quick. It shouldn't be too much to it, but we'll just take a peek at it, and then we'll do the lights, and then maybe that'll be enough. So this is what it looks like. So it says it's the DB 2024 RXSM development board Shelly XSM4 relays. Device family Shelly XSM. Oh, there's a user guide. I wonder if this is even available on their website. Let's check that real quick. Let's look for the Shelly XSM. This is it. There it is. This looks like it's just a concept. That's interesting. 4 16-amp relays. Digital inputs for control, external temperature and humidity sensor support, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, control lighting, heating, and any other connected electrical appliance which requires multi-channel switching capability or high nominal power. Total device maximum 50 amps. Wow. Wow. This is interesting. Configuration. I wonder what other data they have for it. One of the really cool things, I think what they're trying to do, I'm sure, with these Shelly X things, you're in the process of changing all your RF stuff to Shelly. Nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. What this is for you to make your own smart devices. And it was one of the really cool things about what this does. There we go. Or one of the cool things that they've included is these little stickers. They have little stickers that say powered by Shelly. And it's awesome. That's awesome. Order online or contact sales. The user guide. Yes, that's the one we want. Open this bad boy up. I'm interested in how you power this thing. It looks like, okay, so there's some power terminals. Oh, they've got some offset legs and screws, so you can put this in something. You can stand it up off the bottom. That's good. All right, user guide, yada 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 yada. This is chipset, wireless, RF as well. Simultaneous support for infrastructure BSS in station mode, soft AP mode, station soft. Wow. Okay, IoT module, 4 16-amp relays. Actually, let's make this bigger. Why struggle? Why struggle, right? 4 16-amp relays. Using the relays outside the manufacturer specifically might lead to isolation loss. Okay, don't do that. Reset and reboot user buttons. Power Shelly relay status LEDs. Jumpers for relay bypass. 12-volt switching power supply input. Pin headers. NTC 10K 1%. I don't know what that means. This is what we got. This is what the board looks like. So we got a user button, so you can define what you want that to be. A boot button, a reset button, J4 debug header, J3 IO header, so you can do inputs and outputs here. So you can do switches and sensors. Sweet. Relay bypass jumpers. I wonder what that means. Bypass jumpers. I wonder if that means. What I'm curious about on this is, can these be dry contact relays? I'm sure they probably are, right? That's what I'm interested in, and that might be what this bypass jumper says. But I'm wondering if it goes from here. Yeah, it probably takes the 12 volts there. We can connect it up and see what happens. Power supply type 12, power consumption. Okay. Relay channel AC voltage range. So okay, so relay channel DC voltage range. So they seem to be, okay, here we go. The jumper. This is it, exactly. Oops, sorry guys. Man, I'm so bad about that. So bad about remembering what you can see, what you can't see. So I was looking at this and trying to sort out, what happens with these relay jumpers. But then here's the page, relay jumper settings. So if the jumper is installed, relay is connected to the control signal. If it's not installed, the relay is disconnected. Okay, so it's just connected to the control signal. So that doesn't say anything about the power. We're gonna have to turn it on and just see, because I think if we turn it on, we're probably gonna see that it's that they are not, that there's no voltage on them right off the bat. Like they're completely independent. But let's double check. We'll find out. Let's play with it. Okay, here we go. Let me see. I got a power supply down here. Remember how to do this. All right, got a power supply here with 12 volts. It's adjustable, so had to make sure it was on 12 volts and not 30. Woo! Oh! I saw smoke already. I smelled smoke already. Oh no. What happened? It says 12 volts DC. It's on 12 volts. Did you guys see that? Just an NO dry contact. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. Did you see that? Like, did I? Oh, that was bad. I'm afraid to plug it back in. I only have one of these. I don't want to kill it. And there's nothing here, nothing shorted. Boy, that was bad. Okay. Should I try it again? Let's get a voltmeter, make sure this is really only 12 volts. Sure the polarity is correct? I mean, it ought to be. It should be. It's just a regular old, it's a power supply that I've used for other things. All right, let's see. Get that over here so you can see it too. Okay. I think, is the inside usually the ground? I can't remember. Oh, inside is positive, outside is ground. 11.9 volts. So let's see what he says. Check the schematics. Just letting the smoke out. Close the windows. Don't let the magic smoke out. Let's see what we got here. Probably is a schematic, but that was scary, and I'm afraid that I either have already damaged it or will damage it if I plug it back in. I guess I just have to plug it back in and see. That's the end of this. Bummer. That's well done it, right? I mean, it says on the board 12 volts. It says 12 volt DC, 500 milliamps, 12 volts ground. My guess is, I wonder how many of these, like this may be sort of prototypey still. And so we may, you know, who knows how much testing this has gone through. Because they sent it to me. All right, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to plug it in again. And we will get ready to pull the plug on it should we see the same situation occur. Okay. Woo! Ha! That's the end of that. Okay. Yep. That time we fried something. It was right there. That little bit in the middle. Dang. I'm assuming that that's the voltage regulator. This little guy. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can't see it from there, but yeah, that's the 3-volt regulator right here. It's gone. Ah, smells good. Dang. Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll give some feedback. This is version 0.1. So yeah, this is not a done product. Well, it's well done now. I made sure of that, I guess. Okay, that's too bad. Oh, that's okay. We'll give him some good feedback on that. We'll find out what went wrong. In the meantime, let's do this remote. Let's do these buttons real quick. Let's just set up these Shelly buttons real quick. Time to get a reflow heat gun. Whew. Smells in here. Whew. Oh man, that's too bad. Well, I got some really cool stickers that say, powered by Shelly. I love the idea. Like, I love what they're doing. They're trying to get into this business where, somebody can take a dumb device, a vacuum or whatever they want, and they can, you want the link to their page? Absolutely. Yeah, you can, somebody, a manufacturer, buy this board and use that as the smart parts of their vacuum or whatever and make it a Shelly product, a Shelly smart product. All right, let's get you the, Valcob's asked for the, this right here. There was a schematic. There you go. Hopefully you got that. There was, oh yeah, before this page, there was a schematic. Right here. This is, you want this page. You want this page. That was the buy it page. I don't know if that was what you were looking for. This is what you want. This has the schematic. I'm assuming that right here, so this is the relay, 3 volts. Yeah, so something in the, something right here. So probably this guy right here is what just went poof, right? But Valcob, you're a smarter guy than me. You let me know what you think. But 12 volts going in on this side, 3 volts coming out on that side. I think this is the guy that went poof. Yep. Was fried. Yep, that's right. That's what I was thinking. Oh well. Bummer. I'll talk to Shelly, guys. I'm sure they'll apologize profusely, and I'm sorry to have put something on there that didn't work. Anyways, let's play with this for a minute. This is fun. I like this guy. I want to see how this works. So this thing is this remote control. It's got like a magnet in it, and so this looks like you could put it in a light switch, right? In a single gang light switch slot, like a US light switch cover thing. So you put this in there, and then this little dude is magnetized and just pops in there like that. Or if you wanted to just put it somewhere else on the wall, this is probably what I'll do. You want to put it somewhere else on the wall, this also has a magnet, and it sticks on there. So, and you can just 3M tape this guy, 3M foam tape this guy to the wall, and then you've got this remote control to control whatever you'd like to control with Shelly stuff. So let's see what else they gave me in here. What's in this little box? Oh, some screws for mounting. Well, that's nice. Just a couple screws for mounting. Okay. My guess is, because I already pressed the button, that this thing is already gonna like be available in the Shelly app. Let's just see. Let's just see, because I bet it is. Go to Shelly. Let's go back to home in the office. So the Bluetooth hub in the office is there. Let's do a plus to plus a device. Add via Bluetooth. Oh, there it goes. Did you see that pop right up? Beautiful. Add a device, please press the device button. There we go. Excellent. Device name. We're just going to call it Shelly 4 button. I'll name it something different. Please select at least one gateway. So I have a Hobbit gateway. That's not the one I want. Hoobit. Oh my gosh, I am going to get sued today. Bluetooth hub office. That's the one I want to connect it to. And then it's going to be in my office and save. And now we're going to associate the device. There we go. Done. And now there it is. It says pending connection, pending cloud connection, but man, they sure have sped up the pairing process. Like their pairing process, going through these kinds of steps and getting stuff connected is like bang bang, super fast. Well, device is offline. It probably needs a minute to catch up with the Shelly cloud and stuff like that. Then I'm sure we're going to end up with something in Home Assistant here in a minute as well. Once these kind of finish their connection, I bet. Okay. In the meantime, we're on to the next thing. The next thing being this curtain. So, funny story about this curtain. So the Lumary guys contacted me a while back, sent me some lights. We put them up on my friend John's house, right? Hey, Steven, how you doing? Special guest fried electronics, right? Everybody wants to show up and see me fry stuff, and here I fried stuff, and thankfully you guys were here to witness it. So anyway, so Lumary, they sent me some stuff, and we used it. They have like a kit, a light kit, kind of like Govee and that. Pretty good lights. We put them up at John's house. He loves them. His family loves them. They've got their own app and all that kind of stuff. And their app's, it's not great like you would expect. It's fine. I ran into them at CES. They had a tiny little booth at CES. It was like the last 30 minutes that I was in the show, actually, before I was heading home. And so they were like most people do. Here's what you want a trick. You want to know the trick at CES? If you want stuff, like cheap stuff, go walking around the last hour or so of the show, because nobody wants to take this stuff home. They don't want to pack this stuff up and take it home. So they will take down their displays and sell them really cheap. I actually did pay for these. And then I was talking to one guy, and I paid like half price or something, half the normal price. And then I was talking to the guy, and I was like, yeah, you guys sent me some yeah, your company sent me some lights, and I did a video, and the guy goes, wait a minute, you know, this other guy comes up, wait a minute, and he was kind of, I don't know who he was, right? They didn't speak great English, so we had a little trouble communicating, but the guy was like, oh, yeah, I know you, and he like wanted to take a picture with me and stuff, so it was pretty fun. Then they gave me some more things too. They gave me like a valve for sprinklers and another smart plug thing or whatever. They just kind of filled me up with a bag of stuff. So anyways, but these curtains, I'm intrigued by the idea of these curtains. What they are, and this they're not the only company that sells them, not even close, right? There's plenty of these now. You can go all over AliExpress. They've got them. But they're these, I guess we calling these seed. I get confused on whether they're seeds or pebbles. I think they're seeds. I think pebbles is something different. Oh, don't lose that. Don't lose that. The way these work, and I guess this is probably the way most of them are arranged. They have a string, like just a wire that goes across the top. Oh, where's the rest of this thing? I've lost the hook and stuff out of this one. That's gonna be interesting. So they go across the top and then they drop down, right? So they go across. So they have this part. That's the top, which is just the positive, negative, and data. And then it drops a string down, and that string that drops down will have, you know, whatever number of pixels or whatever in it. Gosh, this thing's popping apart. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get that back together. So you can imagine how. So my first thought, of course, right, because this you know who you're talking to here. So my first thought is, okay, well, I want to make this work. And then I'm going to cut out their controller and I'm going to put in WLED. I'm going to put in a matrix capable WLED controller. So probably something like the Dig2Go, I think would work great for these. I don't know why maybe that's the wrong one. Maybe there's two halves and I don't have the right half. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I have two halves and I don't have the right half. Works like a charm. Bought 25 meters of those and made a curtain. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good enough? Hey, one of our guys earlier on, what was his name, fellas? David? Was asking about the car presence detector with Tasmota. And he looked at mine and remembered that noticed that I had struggled with some part of that process, getting it to stay online or something. And I sent him to you. So I said, Sir Goodenough is the guy. He can figure you out there. I don't know what these things are. This is it's some little box here to try and keep the this little hook in there, and a bunch of them have fallen apart. So what happens when you buy the display, I guess. Look, I got a bunch of these I got to figure out. So anyways, what this one is, they go across and then they go down and they just hang down. And I think they had some weights on the bottom of them or something too, to like make sure that they hang straight. Yeah. So they've got these little weights. They're not very heavy, but it's a little something to pull them so that they stay kind of straight. So what that means when you have the matrix like that is you're going to be going across the top and then down and across and then down and across and down. So it's not snaking back and forth. It's just going one at a time all the way down. That's going to be interesting to see how WLED can handle that. I'm pretty sure that there's a setting we can change to make that work, but I'm not 100%. And so what I wanted to do, I wanted this to be, when I bought these, my intention was to say, okay, we're going to do a buy versus build on these, because there's a lot of these that are available, and you could do it with. My intention was to see if I could get a one of these that is built and ready without a controller, this one with a controller, and then with their controller, and then just some of these lights that I can do myself and connect a controller and make the lights and just see which one works best and which one is the cheapest. But I'm not at that stage at the moment, as you can see. But this is what it looks like. So it's going to be pretty tricky to try and show this off on my desk, of course. Man, there's a lot of these that just came apart. I probably should have picked the other one. I think one of them was brand new. The other one was off of their display or something. I can't remember. But yeah, this was definitely off their display because they've got this Velcro and they just had it stuck to like a curtain. I just took down my green screen curtain except for this one section of it, or else I could hang this up there. But this is one of those things I do want to hang up in the office here. So let's plug it in and see how it goes. I think I still have the Lumary app on my phone. Let's see how our Shelly buttons are doing. Still pending. Maybe I have to press the button for it to come back. Oh yeah, sure enough. What do you mean no gateway? Of course there's a gateway. So because I'm sure these are battery operated, right? So they're gonna be asleep. Why does it say no gateway? Let's go on here. Gateway. Maybe that's just done. Missing or corrupt gateway. Shelly 4 button. Please check the Bluetooth device gateway because it is currently unavailable and doesn't receive signals. This is the gateway. Office. Select the gateway. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I just had to, re-verify that, I suppose. So, and these buttons, this is a cool feature, and it's probably hard for you to see. It has dots like Braille buttons, so you can see there's one dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots. So if I press the 1, that's that one. The 2, that one. The 3, that one. The 4, that one. Wonder if you can do a double. Yeah, so I just did a double press, and it showed 2 dots. I did a triple press, now it shows 3 dots. And I did a hold, so you can do multiple functions, obviously, with this, right? Just like any of these buttons you can do. So each of these buttons, so basically you've got 16 functions that you can do, because you can do 4 buttons. Each one, you can do a single press, double press, triple press, or hold. So 4 functions from each button. So you get 16 controls out of this. That's pretty slick. That is pretty slick. I got to hold it this way because that's... Oh, no, it should be right. Oh, it's backwards. No, button 4. Oh, 4 button, and this number 1. Yeah, so I do need to hold it like this. So that's the top one. Bottom one, middle. Yeah. So cool. So I'm going to just play with this and make this... control some scenes around the house or whatever. So it's pretty good. Pretty nice little macro control for things. Ceiling fans, lights, etc. like that. Pretty easy. Pretty functional. I don't know what kind of battery it takes. We'll see how long the battery lasts. It gives you the battery output here, so we'll see how long that lasts. But that's cool. I like that. I like it. Part of my experimentation with all the Shelly stuff is to decide what stuff I'm going to put in my little Dr. Z store, you know. Okay, let's plug this guy in. It's probably going to be really bright. So they must have had it doing, or maybe this is on some sort of a, just like a, oh, music mode. Oh, it's got a music mode. So now it's a music mode? No. Hello? Huh. Is it doing something different with sound? Doesn't really seem like it. Of course, it makes no sense at all when you're just looking at it laying on the bench like this. All right, let's get it on something that I can tolerate so it's not too bright and not too crazy. That'll be fine. Let's leave it on this. All right, now let's go to my phone again and let's find the Lumary app. No magic smoke, not this time. You missed the magic smoke, Stephen, or did you see it? Sir Good Enough, did you see the magic smoke? I fried this poor Shelly development board. And it's back to this thing's back to saying no gateway. I wonder if it just because it goes to sleep. It still picks it up. So even though it says no gateway, it's still picking it up. So it's got to have. Yeah, it's still picking it up. So even though it says no gateway, it's got a gateway. Okay, let's see if I still have the Lumary app. I may have gotten rid of it. Nope, I still have it. All right. Yeah, this is one of those things that you know why you don't want this, because you have to make an account and stuff. I don't remember. Oh, and how about that? It's powered by Tuya. Not surprised. Oh, nope. Maybe it's not powered by Tuya. Sign up. I thought I had signed up before. Let's see. Probably what I'll do, I'll mess with this a little bit. Like I'll play with this thing as it's intended for now. But pretty quickly here, we're going to transition this to. Oh, you missed it. Oh, that's too bad. Well, you'll go back in a few minutes and watch. You'll see. We zapped it. Okay, go to the app. Add a device. Let's see, searching nearby devices. Make sure your device has entered pairing mode. How do I get the device in pairing mode? Oh, that must mean pairing mode. That must mean pairing mode, I would bet. There it is. Yep, discovered devices. Add. Okay. Enable location permission to get Wi-Fi name automatically. No, that's fine. Manual. Okay. All right, being added. Okay, now we're back. So it stopped doing the pairing mode. That's a pretty nice indicator. Like it was clear that something was happening. Tuya's barely supports Tuya boards. Yeah. Sadly, WLED does not support Tuya boards. Yeah, no. My plan is just to cut out this controller physically and put it on a WLED device. Oh, there we go. So now we can do something like a pumpkin. Oh, a spider. Cool. Kitty cat. Okay. Ghostbuster. Oh, that's fun. Pumpkin. So these are pretty good. Like no ghosts. That's funny. Oh, this was like it said Mother's Day and Father's Day. She kind of looks like a zombie. Okay. Super dad or mom, maybe. There's dad. Not so flattering. Doesn't even have any eyes, but he does have a nice mustache. There's mom. Very good. Very beautiful dress. There's the kids. Oh, so sweet. And there's a way. I don't remember how. So there's a way to connect these to each other, right? Oh, this guy's walking. For sale. Price tag. Shop here. Don't know what that's doing. Money, money, money. Oh, they have a Thanksgiving things. Turkey. More turkey, more turkey, more turkey. Lots of turkey. Oh, we just passed St. Patrick's Day, but there's some St. Patrick's Day stuff. You know, good on them for trying to do some research. Oh, that's funny. Drink the beer. Drink the beer. There's supposed to be a way to link these. This is Mardi Gras, right? It's supposed to be Mardi Gras. Yep, there we go. Yeah, good on them for like trying to research holidays that silly Americans celebrate. Because I'm sure they're different. Dinosaurs, reindeers. Oh, that's cute. Which, by the way, where's the Christmas stuff? Oh, there it is. But there's supposed to be a way that you can connect two of these together, which I'm kind of interested in how that's supposed to go. Because you should be able to if you put two of these together, I don't know. I don't know. See how many so this looks like a square, and I don't think this thing is totally square. Yeah, this is something. Oh, there's an Easter one too. This is something where you really need. Oh, it's like Yoshi, green and white. Jesus, Easter basket. Not exactly sure. That's like a preacher maybe, or like a priest of some kind. Okay, looks like a really mad corn on the cob. Good times, good times. Oh, there's some 4th of July. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like New Year's. Floating balls, floating circles. That's cool. That's a cool one. Little basic, but good. Oh yeah, blowing parties things out. Oh, this thing's on fire. Space Invaders or something. All right. Anyways, so it does some stuff. Okay, it does some stuff. What I'm curious about, I think what we need to do right now is let's go to a WLED. See if I have one, or do I just mess with one that is already functional? I've got one. Let's mess with this one. All right, I've got a Dig to Go here. I just pulled it off the wall from a matrix that I hadn't been using actually. So we're gonna power this guy up. We're gonna get into the guts there. Pepe from Finland, long time no see. Nice to see it's the same vibe continues. Thanks, Pepino. Pepino, that's a cucumber in Spanish, right? Thanks for being here, Pepino. Thanks for coming back. I'm trying to do more. You know. Life does what it does to all of us, but yeah, still interested in a lot of the same things. Just it's a matter of getting the time to be able to play with them. So we're going to go to this thing here. We're going to find this Dig to Go. It's probably already part of my network and all that stuff. So we're going to find this guy, and we're going to just go into the settings and see if we can arrange a matrix where they all are just heading in the same direction. I think you can, but I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, we're gonna probably have to get on the WLED what do you call it? The like GitHub, like wiki and stuff, and figure it out. All right, let's see. Man, do you think anybody has more WLED devices than I do? Some might. Thing is, I don't know when this one's on or off. It's not the 16. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not that one. It's probably this one. It's probably this one. What if I? Oh, it's that one. No. Let's see which one is. It's changing. It's not. It's not changing. So let's see. Maybe it's not. I thought I had it connected, but let's see if it's not. Google Home Mini upstairs. Google Home Mini. Why are my Google Home Minis not connecting? That's no good. Need to write the IP addresses on these more better. Gosh, stop. I think it is this one. Thing is, I don't have it connected to any lights. Yeah, this is it. Okay, good. So the power just came on when I pressed the button. Press the button again, power goes off. Okay, so this is the one. Sweet. So the IP address is 56. IP address is 56. So let's go here. Go to 56. All right. So let's go in here. and just poke around with the 2D configuration stuff. So what we had was a panel layout. So there's only one panel. I don't know. This has multiple panels, but there's only one panel. Oh, this was if there's multiple panels. Yeah, it's not. We don't have multiple panels. We just have one panel. A matrix is made of one or more physical LED panels of the same dimensions. Panels should be arranged from top left to bottom right corner, starting with the lower panel number on the left or top if transposed. Each panel can have different LED orientation or starting point or layout. I wonder, so it's not serpentine. I guess without having this connected to the lights, this is going to be a little bit of a not too helpful. Most of the matrices are serpentine. Let's see what the WLED wiki says. We're going to go to probably not in basics. Top 5 mistakes. Interfaces, no. Advanced, I would think it's in advanced. Yep, mixed 2D and 1D bus. Supports mixing 2D and 1D setup. Oh, you know what I probably should do? Let's update this one. Because I bet you there's better. This one is, what version are we on here? Somebody see it? 14. Let's update it. Let's do the updates. Security and updates. I don't need to really back up anything on this. I'm not really doing anything about it. Let's do a manual update. Yeah, let's try 15. Anybody got a problem with that? Nightly release. Beta 2. Let's see what's most stable. Beta 1. Wait, I did see matrix. Clock preset on display rendered out of bounds. So these are some things that they've been fixing. Let's do this one. This at least is a full release. So let's do this one. All right. We want the... Oh, you know what? I wonder if Quindor has... Let's do it. Let's do... Since this is a dig-to-go, it's going to be a little bit different probably. Install QuinLED info. See what he's got for the dig-to-go. 14.2. Let's see. We'll go to these and see if he's got one. Yeah, he does have 15. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. He doesn't. Does he not have 15 for the dig-to-go? Octa quad. Maybe he doesn't have 15 yet for the dig-to-go. Okay. Well, maybe I guess we'll try just do 15. We'll just do rolling quad. That's weird. I want to reflash it totally. Just want to update it. If I update it, is it going to mess up all my... I can't remember now how that works. QuinLED firmware. Here's the dig-to-go folder. I just needed to be in the right folder. Wasn't in the right folder. Yes, so here we go. Let's do this one. Release 15. That's what, now we're cooking. Wait a second. Dig to go, 15. Audio reactive, yes. Oh, excuse me. Dig to go, audio reactive bin, yes. Little water. Huh. Wyatt, what's happening here? Why it's not. Binary file not shown. There we go. All right. Flash easy. WLED. And there. Okay. Now. Get rid of all these. Back to this device. Configure. Update. Manual. Choose. Right there, top. All right, give it a go. Cross your fingers. I got to decide where I'm going to hang these. I'm running out of room. I need a bigger office. More walls. Yeah, I thought you could link these together. I don't know how that would work. I looked at the end of one of these, and it looked like it's just terminated. It's not like you can connect, like plug it into another one. Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think so. I don't think you can connect them together. And I don't remember what these cost, but I thought I got the feeling they were expensive. All right, now let's go back to here and let's see if we've got anything different. Yes, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, not serpentine. There you go. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Now, I don't know what the dimensions are on this. 5 by 6.9 feet, 540 LEDs. I don't know how many rows and stuff there are, so let's, I guess we gotta count them. Ew. Ew. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, so here's the end of it. And it's just like hot glued. So there's no expanding this. All right, so how many vertical rows we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So 20 that way. And then we'll count how many we have down each. So that's how many of those we have. 20 rows. So let's say top left, yes. Orientation vertical, sure. 8 by 64. So dimensions, the width is going to be 20. And I know there's 540, so I could just divide it, but I'm going to count them just to be sure. All right, let's just count whichever one, random one I can actually get a hold of. Some of these are... Oh, there's a lot. Okay, scratch that. We're going to just divide them. 540 divided by 20. You can virtually connect them like in the app says one starts after the other ends. Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense because you have to have a separate controller and everything. Okay. But on these, you don't have to have. Well, yeah, you would. You just have one app that would control it. Okay. Good. Yeah, virtually connected them. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to. If you connect them directly, you're gonna have power problems eventually. All right. So calculator. 540 divided by 20. It's 27 in each of these rows, columns. 27 in each column. Okay. All right. So that's good. So that'll work. Gap file. Gap file is a JSON file containing an array with a number of elements equal to the matrix size. A value of -1 means that pixel at that position is missing. Value of 0 means never paint that pixel, and 1 means regular pixel. Okay, so you can make, so this is how you can, like, in a JSON file, make an image, right? Odd number, right? Yeah, I don't know why they decided on that, but that's what they did. Okay, so we can save this. Now, the trick would be just cutting this and splicing it into this, the control piece for this, and making it run that way, right? I think that's what we should do. My guess is, though, that this is all like, Hey, Johnny. There we go. Yep. All right. So we got red, black, and white. Red is got the dots on it, which is usually ground, so I'm glad that we looked at that. So they decided to make red the one with the dots on it. So as I'm looking at this, the one with the dots is red, and then data in the middle. So I can just connect these to, I wish I had a, like those, oh, I know, I do have extras of those. Oh, try to check that there is where it is. Yeah, good point. Good point. I'd have to poke in there, but I can do that. Peel this back a bit. These were expensive. Somebody want to look up what these Lumary curtains cost? I want to say it was like $75 each or something. Kind of a lot. Okay, there's exposed wire there. Good job, good job. Expose some wire on this other side. Tearing stuff up. Why use tools when you got fingernails? At least I'm not using my teeth this time. Come on, dude. Okay, I think that should get on some metal there. So we're going to try the black on the black and the red on the red. What do we get? Black on the black, red on the red. 5 volts. Yep, 5 volts. So it is red. So dots, the one that has the dots on it is the one that is the positive one. Okay. Okay, so we're going to cut out this controller. And we're going to uncouple these. Just splice it right there. have a lot of wires. I don't want to. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll pull it this way. Now that I've already torn that up, I probably need to do it there. Yeah, like that. What I should have done here was on an Uno instead of on a ditch to go, but I just will grab one of the cables and then I'll get an extra. It's very tempting to use my teeth right now. I would have to go all the way downstairs to get the piece that I'm missing. That's unfortunate. Cut. Cut. And cut. Okay. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. Okay. Yeah, pull the plug. I did. Thank you. $120, is that right? Yeah, so I think I paid like 75. But yeah, that's I don't think so. Now, so when you do that, so you look that up, right, Dutch? So now that much, you should definitely cut them apart. Now look, so go to AliExpress and just look at these Pebble curtains, right? Seed LED curtains. All right, I gotta go grab a thing. I'll be right back. I don't have one up here. I'm back. That didn't take too long, did it? Okay, so I got one of these. This is what I needed to get. And now we're going to need to cut this. So we've got a way to connect it to the ditch to go here. And then I think I'll probably just grab some sort of simple little connector real quick and not solder all this together. And Quindor sure makes good stuff. Question off topic. Inconceivable. Just ordered an Ethernet ESP32 to replace the wireless one on the quad. Do I have to flash the new one or will it come pre-flashed? It will come pre-flashed, Johnny. It will come pre-flashed. You'll probably have to configure it a little bit. So it'll probably, like, I don't know if they come ready to run on a quad or an Uno, to be honest. So some of the outputs and some of those things might be, you might have to adjust that, but they definitely come flashed. Yep. No need to do that. $84 with a discount. Crazy. I paid a fraction of that on the Alley just for the LEDs. Yeah, I would bet. So 500, if you looked up like 540 of these, and these look like they're about 10 centimeters apart, right? Those are probably 10 centimeters apart. So that's pretty cheap. I mean, to buy just a string of these is pretty cheap. The trick is, if you just buy a string of these, like the way that they did this with the data like that is is a little tricky. Like I'm not 100% sure how they did that, because they're each individual. So it's almost like how do you run the data? You can't just split it, right? Yeah, I don't know how you do that. How do you run the data and then it goes down here, but then it keeps going, but then it keeps the count correct? Like you're not just splitting the data here. Like I'm a little confused, and I'm a little curious to see if this will actually work with WLED in those settings, because it may not. All right. I don't know if this connector is going to be the best one for this, but we'll see. My bet is it won't, but who knows? Yeah, I don't think it will. I think I heard once every pixel gets an address in the factory. Really? Yikes. I would not think so, Dutch, but maybe. Okay, so I'm going to just plug these in here. I don't know if this is going to work because these are meant for solid wires. Okay, seems to have worked. Just got to keep them real tight before you stick them in there. Okay. That seems to have held. Now, yeah, the wiring on this is just surprising to me, how they do that. How do you split that off like that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, so we said black dots was actually the power. So that goes in there. See, that's what I was afraid of. These are going to be tough. These wires are not very robust. This is made for solid wires. I don't think I can stuff this in there. Should have done this side first. Come on, you. Get in there. No, not going to go. It's not going to go. Dagnabbit. Doggone. Okay. Problem is, I don't have another one of the different kind of connector. All right, we'll use this one. This is... Now I'm going to have to just do this. Yank those out of there. Okay. So this is a Wago-ish connector, but it's supposed to be like in this waterproof thing and all that, but we're just going to use it basic style. Okay. Red. Done. Blue. Done. Black. Done. Okay. And then the other side, where did they go? Here we go. Okay, red is the black dotted one. That in here. Okay. Middle is the blue one. That's data. Okay, and this is the ground. Should work. I think so too. It has to be something like an addressable something that should be pinged first, and then the data sent to that something can propagate it to the LEDs. Hadn't thought of that. That is a good question. The drops are missing a wire, or there's custom chip in the T's. There's nothing in the T's. There's nothing. I'm looking at it and there's nothing. I was thinking, like, does the data have to come back up? Like, I don't understand. So this, most likely, is not going to work. Let's see what we got here. We'll just plug it in. See what happens. Just went a little crazy. Oh, and I think I just blew it up. Man, I'm 2 for 2 today. That just went boom. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. The green light went off, and I'm sure that this thing is going to show up as no longer online. Well, well, well. I didn't mess it up. So there must be like a short or something is happening. Like that, the way that they do that must cause basically a short. What this sees as a short, but their controller somehow can manage. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see. I guess that's worth one of these. We're just kind of having that sort of a day today. No smoke, no flash, boo. We have a strike. I just wonder if this Dig2Go is dead now. We can open it up and see if we can see any fried pieces. And it's got those self-healing fuses. Yeah, the green light's not coming back on. So the light that says, "Hey, I'm working," is no good. It's not coming back on. No bueno, amigos. No bueno. All these times that people want me to fry stuff and I never do, and today I'm frying everything and nobody's watching. Not nobody's watching, but you know what I mean. All those people that say they're all the ones that want to watch me burn stuff up. Wish they could be here now. Get a screwdriver and pry that sucker open. Yeah, so dead. Let's just make sure one more time. Yeah. I don't know how long that takes. I think that self-healing fuse thing sometimes takes time. That it's supposed to wait. It has to cool off or something. Can't say I've torn into a lot of Dig2Gos. I just busted that one real good. This is why I have to have a store where I sell these things, because I have to make up for all the ones I destroy on my own. There we go. All right. What do we see here? Somebody know where the self-healing fuse is? I don't have a ton of light, so it's hard to see. Maybe the Dr. Z store will return it. Yeah, I didn't do anything to it. I don't know what happened. It'd be nice if it had a nice big burn mark somewhere. I don't have the magnification on these glasses to really be able to see closely at some of these things, or enough light. Nothing. What's the, we need like a, check the continuity from what? Check, probe that giant black thing next to the USB port. This guy? Continuity with what? With just anything? No, the USB is not, no, there's like, when I plug in the USB, nothing is, I used to get a light. I get nothing. Oh, you mean is the USB still supplying power? I see what you're saying. Did I zap the USB? Well, I'll tell you how we can check. We can go to Home Assistant. We can look for the air temperature sensor. So we're going to go to ESP Home. And the Apollo Air. Yeah, it's still. I can turn on the light. Yep. It's plugged into the same power source. Get your meter. Continuity mode. Okay. The other side. The capacitor? This one over here. Seems like this is something I need to learn how to troubleshoot. The fuse is the black thing between the USB port and the ESP module. So this thing. So it's this guy. This guy right here, right? So I wish there was a way on the bottom of the board, but yeah, between the two poles on this thing. Maybe it's reset. Nope. Well, yeah, because there should be a light. There should be a little green light. There ain't no little green light. Sad day. Boo hoo. Boo hoo. Okay, well, that's, we learned something, and all right. Bummer. Good thing I know a guy that has more ditch to goes. I know where to get them. Well, that is an unfortunate thing, and I just really wonder about how you go about swapping a different controller in this thing. I guess maybe what we'd have to do is take apart this controller and see how it works. I got a few more minutes. You guys doing anything? Problem is, if I take this apart and break it, then it's really worthless to me. Just wondering if we can figure this out on the controller side here. We'll give it a few more minutes. We'll try. I think that fuse is healed. I mean, based on that. 2-wire blinky protocol. Keeps the chip powered when the supply line goes low. The controller briefly shorts the LED strip's supply voltage to generate data bits. A tiny chip integrated into each LED picks up these pulses but retains its internal state thanks to a capacitor. Okay, so these pixels themselves are inherently different. Is that what you're saying, Jor? So these are not typical pixels. Typical regular old single data line. So what you're saying then, if that's the case, this is an 8266. This isn't even fancy. IKEA 2-wire lights. These are from Lumary. There's only one data wire. There's only one data wire, so just looking at the controller. Not that there's anything I'm going to be able to get out of it, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, it's just 3 data lines, but they would have to be different if there's not a chip in the T. Okay. Okay. So we're all thinking the same thing in that these are not your dad's. These aren't regular old-fashioned style seeds. So my only hope is that I didn't destroy the seeds. So let's see if we can put this thing back together and reconnect this thing and see if it'll work again. Because that would be it. That would be sad day. Be sad, sad. Big sad. Get these things out of there for a minute. Try and just snap this back together first. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do is undo the hacking that I did. That's how the Blinky protocol works with 2. There are more ways to deliver data. 3 for 3? Let's see if we can fry this guy too. We did not fry the Shelly Bluetooth button, so that was good. Yeah, we were on one today. I was hoping to be up at the Hoobit house today, but alas. We will be up there in 2 weeks, though. April Fool's Day is the day, I believe. April 1st we'll be up there. No, not April 1st. Sorry, April 1st is a Tuesday. We'll be up there the weekend after that. All right, so let's go back into this guy now and reconnect these things in the correct places. Now that I hacked the holy goodness out of this thing. So this video is sponsored by Lumary. Thank you for the lights. It's actually not really sponsored by Lumary. I'm working on a thing to have Shelly do a sponsorship, though. How would you like that? Wouldn't that be better? Oh, man, no smokes. Oh, we had some. They're just 82. I would have thought 2812s, but I don't know. Headed up for 2 weeks, so you're starting tomorrow. Awesome. Is this your first time up there in a bit? Because yours is like, you get pretty snowed in and such up there, right? You missed it, Sir Good Enough. I was talking at the beginning about how I solved the mystery of the water, the floor heat yesterday up there. We just went up we were only there a few hours. It's kind of sucky to drive 3 hours, spend 4 hours there, and then drive 3 hours back. But it was Zoe's birthday. It's actually Zoe's birthday today. She wanted everybody to go to dinner last night, and I really needed to get up there and fix something. And I was working late on Friday, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we only got to be there for a couple hours. But in those hours, we did get some things fixed. So that was really, really good. Okay, red was going to the dots. It is important that we resolve this and determine whether or not this whole thing is baked. This whole, what do you say it is, $120 string or something? Oops. What's happening here? Why aren't you staying clamped, you silly guy? Black. Okay. All right, they're all back together. So if we didn't fry them, then... Oh, you were up there twice in January. Wow, that's brave. Uh-oh. Oh, hey! Yay! Actually, probably better to do this one. A little more climactic. Okay, well, so we don't have... we're down 1 dig to go. There's 1 less dig to go in the world. Unfortunately, this poor little guy is going to get a burial right over there in my trash can. But at least I didn't destroy these lights, so there's a chance we can get them to still do stuff. And in that, the app was going to not be great, and you'll have to just set it to do things. I just really wanted it to be like super controllable matrix, like because if I could, oh, that's bad. That's bad. It's probably because my connection here is not fantastic. I wanted these to be super controllable so that I could like make them part of a X-Lights display. That's what we really care about, right? We want these to be part of an X-Lights display. Things are freaking out again a little bit. And I don't know what that's doing. Maybe it's building up. I don't know what this effect even is. So yeah, I think having these like in a window would be the ideal thing, or on, you know, draped over bushes or things like that, so you could do matrixy things with them. But alas, at least these exact lights, they're not going to be able to be hacked if you don't have whatever their special, you know, whatever this special blinky thing is. It's the blinky protocol, so we can't do much with it, unfortunately. Save them for the end of the year. Send them to me. You got it. You can use that if it powers up as a microphone pass-through for another dig. Oh, for my dig? That dig? That thing's dead, brother. I don't know, man. Maybe. If it even powers up. I can't get it to even power up. Well, I'll try it again in a little bit. Maybe that fuse needs a little more time, but I think it's toast. I think it's toast. So anyways, fellas, thanks for being here. I think that's it. Oh, the fried stuff. You want the fried stuff? Oh yeah, you can have the fried thing. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's easy. I know that there's some people taking naps in my house right now, so I'm not gonna hit the sign off button, but let's turn these off. They're blinking in my face. There we go. It might be. Well, I mean, the whole thing, like the WLED interface was not coming up on it. You know, it was bad. But we did learn some stuff today. We fried this poor thing that I was really looking forward to. I'll talk to the Shelly guys. I'm sure they'll have to go back and see what happened there. But yeah, we fried the voltage regulator on this guy, which is too bad. This was like so good enough for you and some of the other guys that weren't here. This was a Shelly development board. It's a very early release. It's a 0.01, so version 0.1. So it's a pretty early release. I plugged in 12 volts here and saw some smoke, so I unplugged it, verified that my power supply was only supplying 12 volts, which it was, and verified that the polarity was correct, which it was, plugged it back in again, and same kind of thing. Lights going on, everything flickering for a minute, and then poof, we saw a little flame come out of that little voltage regulator right there. So bedtime for this one as well. But so good enough, we can put this in the pile. I can send that to you too if you want to try and fix it. You just have to replace that little guy there. I'm sure you can do it. A man of your talents. Anyways, so let's talk about next weekend. So I should be good next weekend. I should be here. We'll see if that pops up again. Sure, we can see if it pops up again. Oh, you know what? Let's do also before we sign off. Let's go back to the Apollo temperature and see how we're doing on the board temperature versus the ESP temperature. Now look, the board temperature is actually a little cooler than the ESP temperature. Interestingly, right? So if we're looking at this, is this the same one? Oh, that's the air. Let's go back and look at it here. So now we're 23 and 23. Oh no, it's about the same. That's weird. Why does it look so different here? Oh, because ESP temperature was I was looking at. So board temperature is 23. Probe temperature is 23. Okay. So we did that. We dialed that in. And that sat there for an hour almost. Oops, sorry, you guys can't see that. I was looking at this. Because this was where we adjusted. So the board temperature and the probe temperature. So you got to plug in the probe. Thank you, Sir Good. You got to plug in the probe or a probe to be able to know how to modify the board temperature reading, so you can use the board temperature reading. So there it is, modified and fixed. So, all right. So what else was I saying? If you check the data sheet and see plus and minus on pin 2 and 5, which is on the opposite side. So if you crash a digit, it forgets all the boots as new. Oh, really? Just soldered the pin in reverse. If you check the data sheet, it has the plus and minus on pin 2 and 5, which is on the opposite sides. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Balcob, you just figured that out like that? By looking at the schematic, you could figure out that they have that switched. Well, it's too late now. I could have switched, the polarity here on this guy. Because you can do this, you can do it on this one. So rather than the barrel connector, I could have connected it here and switched them to C. But anyway, the way of all the earth. Let's try this guy one more time, just to see if he's gonna. Actually, I'm not gonna plug that into there. Let's plug it into that other cord that I had right here. Leave a mess on the desk for Zach. Clean it up later. Last try for Mr. Didge. Yeah. So I guess the last we could look here and see if it's we could go to the install QuinnLED info and just see if we even get anything to come up. Huh? Oh no, that's this one over here. Never mind, that's this guy. We could do that one here though and see. Okay, we might be able to rescue this. We might be able to rescue this. So it's not dead. It just forgot everything. Dead boards and all, but adding a diode for polarity protection should be a very easy thing. You should mention it to them. I will. And who knows if they might even have a better board now, a better design. Yeah, I tested it. Some call it fun. I tested it to make sure that the power. I tested with my voltmeter and it was like 11.9 volts, and the polarity was correct. So, but it'll be fun. That'll be a fun little troubleshooting thing for the Shelly guys. They like that kind of stuff. They like getting feedback. My guess is, so the guy that's been sending me all this stuff, Doug, they have obviously like a warehouse full of all kinds of things, and I'm wondering if what he sent me wasn't something that they had already moved on from, that they already had identified a problem, and changed it, but he just happened to put one of them in the box he sent me still. I could see that happening, right? So that might be it. But whatever, we'll talk to him and we'll see if we can help make the next version better. Yeah? And this Dig2Go is going to survive. The Dig2Go is going to survive. How about that? Yay. Sorry, SG. We'll get you something else. I'll send you something else instead. Reverse polarity, the LEDs wouldn't have lit up. Oh, on this thing, you mean? When it all flashed and burned? Okay. It's alive. It's alive. It's not going to connect to anything, but that's okay. So we just know that it's alive, and that's good. And I can use it. Just take a peek here and make sure we got us a WLED access point. And we do. Okay. Beauty. Yay. Now we get to celebrate for real. What's a really good celebration? Let's do... oh, it's this one for sure. And this one. All right, guys. Well, that's all for tonight. We're going to sign it off and be back next week. I anticipate being able to stream again next week. So, as they say in the territory of the Utah, as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, adios. Thanks for being here, fellas. We'll see you again next week. Bye.